Hi guys, welcome to Psychic Astro. I'm so excited to be doing these videos moving forward. So these videos are going to be astrology based on channeled messages that I get from spirit. So please watch the videos based on your sun, moon, or rising sign, whatever resonates the best for you. Me personally, it's always been my rising sign. It's never been my sun, moon. I just wanted to tell you guys that. Maybe that'll help somebody out there. I've also noticed that for me, my rising sign and my natal chart, as well as my rising sign and my progress chart, also resonates with me. Sometimes more so my progress chart than my natal chart. So yeah, I hope that helps anybody out there. Maybe it's worth trying out. So basically what I'm going to be doing in these videos is I'm going to be channeling the transits of the month. I'm going to be going over the themes you guys can expect. I hope, you guys like these videos. I'm starting off, kind of this way with the paper and the pen because I'm new to this and I just need to figure out what works best for me through trial and error. I'm sure eventually I'm not going to be sticking to paper and pen, but this is what I feel comfortable with for right now. I also just want to put a disclaimer out there. As a psychic, as much as I love channeling messages from spirit, as much as I love channeling the cosmos, and although I trust my messages, I don't know, maybe it's my Virgo placement, maybe it's my Capricorn stellium. I want to tell you guys strongly that I believe you guys shouldn't just stick with psychic channeled messages only. You guys should definitely, watch or at least look into professional astrologers' predictions as well for monthly readings. At least that's just how I feel, and I do want to put that out there. To just be practical about these things and, not just strictly rely on psychic messages, okay? All right, with that being said, let's get to it. Hi guys, this video is going to be for my sun, moon, rising Tauruses for the month of January 2024. Happy New Year, guys. What you guys are looking at right now is the energy you guys can expect to walk into in the month of January. I'm going to go over everything weekly, and then I'm going to speak about the transits first, and then I'll get to my channeled messages. And then I'll update everything as we get to that part of the video. So January 1st, Venus in Sagittarius in your guys' 8th house is going to be squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 11th house. On that same day, Mercury goes direct in your 8th house. And then on January 4th, Mars enters Capricorn in your 9th house. So Mars is leaving your 8th house in Sagittarius, and it is entering your 9th house in Capricorn. So what did I channel for you guys? I see you guys, there's something about being at the edge of your mind, and then you guys are on a path, and it takes place in a hallway, I felt like. And I couldn't really see the right side. Like, I could see the left side clearly. Like, I saw open windows and there's tons of trees. And then the right side is kind of dark, but then eventually there's windows and there's lights and there's trees through the windows. But there was definitely a message with that. I felt like there was kind of difficulty with being on this path. And the fact that the vision starts with you guys being at the edge of your mind. I mean, and I feel like if there's any type of tension with the 8th house, that means there's some type of internal difficulty or difficulty with things going on behind your back. So, I mean, yeah, it makes sense to me. So anyway, I see you guys on this path, and there are trees on the left and the right, and I see bits of intuition, and I see you guys watching something and learning something. And this makes sense to me because of two things. Mercury going direct in your 8th house. So anytime there are planets in the 8th house, this speaks to me about intuition, magic, the occult. It does 1000% depend on how it's placed. So, for example, a square. So, these two planets, Venus squaring Saturn, tells me, okay, intuition may not be doing so well because something is blocked here. But the fact that Mercury is going direct in Sagittarius, this speaks of Eight of Wands and tarot energy, which is getting messages from spirit. Whether it's clairaudient messages or intuitive hits, feeling something very strongly, knowing which direction to go in life or about another person, you're going to be feeling that very deeply. And I saw that for you guys, that there's something up with your intuition regarding a direction to go on, where you guys may not feel at first like where to go in regards to, you know, seeing 100% clearly, but then you do. And I feel like Mars entering the 9th house in general, this is a good energy. Because the 9th house, I feel like, talks about exploring and expanding in regards to education. I mean, yeah, we could talk about traveling as well, but I feel like what I was picking up on was learning. So, yeah. All right, so the second week of January, on January 9th, Sun in Capricorn in your 9th house is trining Uranus in retrograde, and Taurus in your 1st house. So a trine is a blessing. This is easy flowing energy. This is literally a gift being given to you, or it's an energy that is so natural to you that usually you don't realize it's a blessing because it comes so easy. So when the Sun and Uranus are talking to each other in a good aspect, excuse me, so this is usually like a eureka moment. This is usually like you being able to see something very clearly. And if it's not something being manifested physical, then I would say it's just a nice energy that you're feeling internally. Now, with the Sun being in the 9th house and Uranus in retrograde being in the 1st house, I feel like there's something you may learn about yourself during this time, like an intuitive hit about yourself, a eureka moment. Maybe it's a place you want to go, or it's just, I don't know. Something about yourself. That's what I'm picking up on. Or it's just a feel-good energy. 2 days later, January 11th, there is a new moon in Capricorn in your 9th house. So I feel like whatever that eureka moment is, whatever you're able to see, that lightning bulb moment, it is connected to this new moon, whatever it is you end up manifesting. The following day, January 12th, there is Mars in Capricorn, and your 9th house is trining Jupiter in your 1st house in Taurus. So again, another easy flowing energy, a blessing, but this time it involves Mars, which is action, willpower, confidence, and it's trining Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion. So if it's not action, it's the thought of something that will drive you to want to do something that will just come easily to you. That's how, excuse me, I'm thinking of this. That same day, Juno goes retrograde in Virgo in your 5th house. So to me, I think of this as the Hermit in Tarot, because Juno in general speaks of soulmate energy, wherever this is in our chart. And when it's going in retrograde, I feel like this is calling us to think some more about what it is we long for in a soulmate. The fact that it is in your 5th house, which does speak of romance. I mean, it speaks of other things, creative endeavors, being on stage, the child. But the fact that it's in Virgo, I feel like this is, and again, I don't know, I could be wrong here, but I'm just thinking this has something to do about maybe romance. I don't know. But yeah, so then Mercury goes into Capricorn on January 13th in your 9th house. So Mercury is leaving Sagittarius in your 8th house. and it is entering your ninth house in Capricorn. So now you guys have a stellium in your ninth house. So I feel like you guys will have an interest in either traveling in January, or learning about something new, or have an interest in spirituality. Having like maybe like dogmatic thoughts about wanting to dogmatic thoughts maybe on philosophy, something like this, because we also have Pluto here and the sun, and there's something very karmic happening towards the end of January here. And since we have a new moon in Capricorn, I'm thinking for you guys, with this being in the ninth house, this talks about learning, higher education, and I feel like based off what I was channeling for you guys, it connects to something spiritual for you guys, especially because you guys have your North Node in the 12th house, which literally talks about spirituality here for you guys. Okay, so what did I channel for you guys? Second week on this, you guys are on this path, a determined path. I was picking up on Capricorn energy toward your intuition, and then I'm also picking up on Cancer energy. So you guys are on this so determination. This is definitely that Mars energy. So I'm not picking up on traveling, I'm picking up on an internal energy, and I'm telling you right now, this is definitely that Pluto and that sun, because this is very transformational. I think this is something within that you guys want to change about yourselves. So what else am I channeling? Reading How to Get to the Light. Wow. Okay, so yeah, the sun. You know, the ninth house, you know, I haven't read up on this. This could be out there. I'm sure it is. But from what I've channeled, and this was even before I channeled it, which made me always, like, it kind of actually happened accidentally. But the ninth house, somehow this connects to heaven. So I feel like this makes sense to me in regards to becoming enlightened. And with this house, feeling very strongly about beliefs and what is right and what is wrong, because for those of us who do believe in heaven or have an idea of what heaven is, there are rules in order to get to heaven, in order to access heaven, right? You have to act some kind of way. And I feel like the ninth house speaks about this. And I feel like there's something about this in the month of January you guys are trying to access. I'm not saying heaven, but just you guys are trying to do something in your life in regards to intuition and this spiritual knowledge because of the trees that I'm seeing, and being determined. Yeah. So I also see you guys staying home. It looks like just learning in your bed online, and I feel like so Mercury can be looked at as like technology, like original technology. It later changes to Uranus, but you guys also do have transits connecting the second week with Uranus. So you have the sun trining Uranus and Taurus, and I feel like I'm seeing you guys in bed on your phone learning. And then there is this moment where it's like I'm seeing you guys, it kind of felt dark, or like you guys were nervous, something like that. I feel like this is the Mars in Capricorn trining Jupiter in Taurus, which is weird because this is, I feel like this is a nice energy, but the only thing I could think of is that with Jupiter and Taurus, this is planting the seeds. And with Mars in Capricorn, this is driven energy, ready to go. So, and yet I'm not picking that up with you guys. I'm picking up on like typical Taurus energy, what I think of generally speaking, which is wanting to be comfortable, Venusian energy, you know, I'm seeing you guys in bed, learning. And I feel like this also makes sense with, you know, even though it's a new moon, it's a moon in the 9th house. And when the moon is here, this is like enjoying learning in the 9th house. Like I've had this for a few years now, and this is like you genuinely enjoy learning here. So, and it's usually being home learning. So I feel like this is what's going on, especially with the sun. You guys are seeing something and enjoying it and being happy about it. So yeah, that's what I see happening the second week. I don't see really much of anything else going on. The third week of January, January 15th, Sun in Capricorn in the 9th house, trining Uranus in Taurus in retrograde in your first house. Oh wait, no, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the second weekend. So January 15th, Sun in Capricorn, your 9th house, is sextiling Neptune in Pisces in your 11th house. Okay, so a sextile. This is a good energy. It is an easy energy in my opinion. It's not as easy as a trine, but it's an energy where if you put in some type of work, you're probably going to get whatever it is you wanted, but it does require some type of work. So when the Sun and Neptune are involved, this is speaking about being able to see something in a place that you wouldn't normally be able to see, because Neptune can be foggy, it could be the clouds, it could be misunderstood energy, confusing. This is like the mystical realm, magic, you know, like how did they do it? And the sun is light, so you're able to see something, and this involves your 9th house and your 11th house, so social networking, your group of friends, and learning something here. And then 3 days later, January 18th, we have similar energy going on for you guys, but it's with Mercury and Saturn. So you have Mercury in Capricorn in your 9th house, sextiling Saturn in Pisces in your 11th house. So I feel like whatever it is you guys were able to see on January 15th, you guys are now able to articulate into words and communicate and able to manifest into the physical plane, because Mercury is all about communicating your thoughts, and Saturn is all about physical work and manifesting. That's how we're able to, like whatever we think about, like Neptune energy, like our daydreams, we're able to create it into a reality through Saturn, right? So there's something to this regarding your 9th and your 11th house. And I feel like this makes sense because we have Capricorn energy. Saturn rules Capricorn. So this is the physical plane. This is Earth. This is doing the work. And Neptune is Pisces energy. So this is that daydream type of energy, making it a reality through Saturn Capricorn energy. January 19th, Venus in Sagittarius in your guys' 8th house is squaring Neptune in Pisces in the 11th house. So we're kind of back to similar energy like we had on January 1st. January 1st, we had Venus squaring Saturn. To me, that speaks of either a block with money, artistic endeavors, or love, right? There's something about a holdup with one of those things, not understanding one of those things. But when Venus and Neptune are involved, this is speaking about rose-colored glasses, not being able to see clearly about how much money you actually really do have and spending too much when you didn't have enough to begin with, or not being able to see clearly when it comes to a romantic partner, or not being able to see the full artistic vision that you have for a project. Something like that. And then that same day, Mercury in Capricorn in your 9th house is trining Jupiter in Taurus in your 1st house. Okay, so that's a nice energy. Expanding your thoughts, possibly having an idea of some sort and expanding on it, or it's just a nice flowing energy because Jupiter is a happy energy. January 20th, Sun in Capricorn is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So this is, definitely double check those dates I'm giving you. So I'm saying Pluto conjunct the Sun in Capricorn in your 9th house on January 20th. Double check that. Could be off by a day or two. This is very karmic. It's very transformative. Whatever Pluto touches, it will never be the same. I look at Pluto as the reaper. Whatever it touches, it turns to ash. So think of Pluto as this dark planet, right? And think of the sun as light, exactly what it is. When it's out, it's showing us things. We're able to see clearly, right? We feel warmth from the sun. We're happy with the sun. So when these two are next to each other, you have something dark and then something bright and happy and cheerful. Who do you think is going to win? I mean, Pluto always wins. Pluto does not win. You don't leave Pluto untouched, okay? Pluto will make sure of it. So with that being said, basically what's happening here is before this leaves your 9th house, something is going to change. You are going to see your shadow, because Pluto is your shadow. The sun will be shining a light on something about your 9th house that needs to change. It could, and this is probably why I was seeing something dark. I felt like I was seeing something dark at some point by yourself on the bed. I felt like you were learning something, and I don't know if it like made you guys nervous, but could have been about yourself, whatever, maybe how you guys learn or whatever it is you guys take an interest in. There's something about your 9th house activities that will be changing. So since it's in Capricorn, and since something will be transformative, maybe you guys will realize, I don't know, that you guys want to be a teacher. Maybe you guys will realize that you don't take it seriously enough. Whatever it is you take an interest in that you want to learn about. Whatever it is, you're gonna be learning about your shadow in the 9th house. Maybe you take too much pride in whatever it is you learn. So yeah. So later that same day, Pluto and the sun will be entering your 10th house. Ooh. Okay, interesting. Pluto in the 10th. I feel like that could be a really good thing for you guys, actually. Nice. Okay. So yeah, what did I channel for you guys? 3rd week. I see the sun and there's a lot of light. And you're watching this journey, and I feel like it's self-awareness, like your journey, like you're watching your journey, excuse me, and I see this horse in the woods, and it feels like a night. It feels like a long journey ahead. And then there was another vision I had where there's this emperor painting black on a wall, and there's black on the wall, and then there's also wait, hold on. It's black on the wall. Okay, so there's black. So there's black and there's white on the wall. So basically it felt like misplaced or something like that. Like it was off. And I feel like this is that Venus and Neptune energy with the 8th and the 11th house. So Venus and Neptune are both very, these can be artistic energies, okay? And this is why it's kind of, it can be a joke in regards to your love life, because what type of story are you painting when it comes to an individual? You know, it could be this way, but I feel like I'm actually picking up on either like having trouble, like you guys are having trouble with artwork, or maybe this is with your group of people and you guys separating yourselves or something like that, not being able to see others clearly, maybe, because there's something about, so the emperor's painting. The emperor is somebody who is a leader. This is somebody who is logical. Even though this is fire energy, this is Aries energy, this is somebody who is practical with their fire energy. This is somebody who you want on your team to lead. But yet at the same time, this person is not able to, what I'm picking up on, paint or something like that. There's an issue with the paint. And the only trouble on the third week of January I see is literally Venus squaring Neptune. So Venus in Sagittarius, this is a fun energy. This is this reminds me about let me cross this out, a new moon. This reminds me of moon in Sagittarius. That type of energy, you want to go out, you literally want to be with friends, and you want to have a good time. This is very similar to that. And it's in your 8th house. So I feel like the fact that it's like your internal world. The 8th house is, I feel like, so it is sex. And it's also the things going on behind your back. It's also secrets. It's your shadow. It's very psychological. And the fact that it's squaring Neptune in your 11th house, the house of other people, your group of friends, I feel like there's a good chance you may not be maybe seeing other people clearly. There could be something with this because I'm not picking up on other people throughout the month of January. I'm just picking up on you guys. And I feel like the reason for this is because your North Node, the Emperor, because it's Aries energy, is in the 12th house. When we have things going on in our 12th house, this talks about seclusion, like really not feeling other people, being a loner and wanting to be by yourself. And I feel like Tauruses, it really does depend on your placements, but usually they're comfortable with being alone. Like they're comfortable being home buddies and just like being by themselves. But yeah, so let's cross out Pluto and the Sun. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add to that. You know what I'm picking up on too? I forgot what it's called, but there's something about like the forest. Once you enter the forest, and when you leave, and by the time you leave the forest, you're never the same again. I feel like something like this is happening for you guys with Mercury being in your 9th house, trining Jupiter in your 1st house. And then the Pluto and the Sun conjunct each other one last time in Capricorn, your 9th house. It's like it's doing one last job in regards to you guys learning something on a higher level. And then it enters your 10th house because there's so much light that I was channeling. You guys are able to see something clearly. And I feel like this also connects to your 12th house. This is definitely speaking about this 12th house energy and going into the forest. I'm telling you right now, you guys are learning about yourselves. Okay. Last week of January, what transits are happening and what are the channeled messages? January 23rd, Venus enters Capricorn in your 9th house. January 25th, you guys have a full moon in Leo in your 4th house. January 26th, Uranus goes direct in Taurus in your 1st house. What else? That same day, Sun in Aquarius in your 10th house is squaring Jupiter in your 1st house in Taurus. Okay, so there's some trouble with being able to see something clearly, or being able to shine at work, something like that. Let's see. January 27th, Mercury in Capricorn in your 9th house is conjunct Mars in Capricorn in your 9th house. That same day, Venus in Capricorn is sextiling Saturn in Pisces in your 11th house. Okay, I like that. The next day, January 28th, we have Mercury in Capricorn, trining Uranus in Taurus in your 1st house. Beautiful. Then we have that same day, Venus in Capricorn, trining Jupiter in Taurus in your 1st house. Another beautiful energy. And then the next day, January 29th, we have Mars in Capricorn, trining Uranus in Taurus in your 1st house. Okay. So what did I see for you guys? I see you guys with other people, excuse me, and I see you guys holding a torch in the dark. I see you guys trying to open something and it looks like a purse, and I see light in the corner of this room, because there's something about you guys being in a dark room and trying to open something. And whatever it is you guys are trying to open, it does look like, it either looks like an envelope or a purse is what I'm getting. And then you guys, like, it keeps doing this open close energy. So it's not stable the last week of January. And then you do get something out of the purse. I don't know if it's like a crystal. It's something you get in your hand. And so again, the room is dark. And then I see some type of light in the corner. So you're able to see something about whatever this is, but it's not too clear. I'm seeing you guys have a hard time connecting to your higher self, and you guys are moving further away from something, and you guys are trying to clean your hands. Something about this is very hard. That's what I'm seeing for you guys. And the only thing I could think of, because honestly, these are really nice transits the last week of January with all these trines. We have Mercury, your mind, your thoughts, communicating, and it's trining Uranus in your 1st house. So this is a blessing. This is like your higher self, a eureka moment, connecting with your mind. And then Venus in Capricorn as well, trining Jupiter in Taurus. And then we have Mars in Capricorn trining Uranus in Taurus. So these are really like good energies. And then you have Venus in Capricorn in your 9th house, sextiling Saturn in your 11th house. So it's like you're also able to work and manifest and do something with these 2 houses, with your 9th and your 11th house. So whatever it is you're learning about, it's like you're also able to I feel like share with people you care about, whether it is by communicating or by through art, or through possibly going to a place like that you genuinely love. There's something here with that. So I'm thinking that this is the Mercury conjunct Mars, which can either create action, or like action in your mind, like willpower in your mind, and then it creates physical action, because you're driven to work towards something that you have, that you are goal oriented about. Or it kind of does the reverse effect where it creates mental conflict. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys. And I think with the sun in your 10th house in Aquarius squaring Jupiter in your 1st house, so this is like your 10th house. This is the place of authority, how you appear. And it is like stopping something to do with you, your physical self in your 1st house, Jupiter. So the sun and Jupiter, these are positive energies in general. The sun shines a light, and Jupiter would expand on this. This is a go happy, go lucky energy, and the sun is happy energy too, but there is some type of blockage here. And I feel like because of that blockage, it then creates a mental conflict for you in your 9th house. So maybe something happens in the workplace for you. And then because of that, it creates this mental conflict in your 9th house. Something like that. And the full moon is illuminating this regarding this Sun square Jupiter. Because everything else is nice. The fact that I'm seeing, and I do believe it's a purse, and since, you know, your 10th house, your career, you make money here, right? I do believe this is connected to work. And you guys are having a hard time connecting to the higher self. The sun is looked at as the higher self. So the sun is literally being blocked. It's being blocked out. And the sun and Jupiter, these are like our biggest gas giants. So it's like you're being slowed down, blocked out with like the happiest things, and it could be physically. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So let me see. I'm thinking with this whole purse thing and you like opening it and closing it, and the sun being in your 10th house, right? And I said the Pluto, Pluto being here is positive, and Jupiter being in your 1st house is positive. Uranus being your going direct. I mean, oof. I mean, it's different, you know, definitely a lot of changes. I can't even imagine, my goodness. But anyway, I think with Sun squaring Jupiter, this is probably, this has to do with maybe work. And it connects again with that Mars Mercury conjunction. Like maybe the mental conflict is, what do you have in that wallet, and not having enough, but maybe because of pride you guys think you do, something like that. Because there's something about not having enough, but with the sun and Jupiter, with that fire energy, you may want to have enough, or thinking you do. And even though you have earth energy in your 9th house, it's still the 9th house. This natally belongs to a fire sign, which is Sagittarius energy. So I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. I think I was being shown a purse for a reason, and now you guys have these, you know, big planets in your 10th house, and then the full moon is illuminating something with your 4th house, and the sun is the ruler of Leo, and it's in your 10th house. Which again connects to the career. So yeah. Anyway, overall, I think it's a pretty good month for you guys. You definitely are connecting to that 9th house energy, the spiritual realm, connecting with something, whether it's religion, something you believe in, that makes you guys feel good. And again, this makes sense to me because the North Node is in the 12th house. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. All right.